Hey, well, this is Zaccheus with another live word of the day. And I thank you for tuning in. And those coming in for the first time, I thank you. And those who've been consistently supporting me, I thank you as well. But on today's episode, I entitled it, I'm turning 30 and I'm still not married. And I geared this towards the women because there's a lot of women, some sisters, that wondering why they're turning 30 years old. They're not engaged. They're not, they don't have a serious relationship. They're dating, but it doesn't go nowhere. A few months, you break up with somebody. Next month, you break up with, you're not stabilizing the relationship where if you do choose somebody, the guy always turns out to be the wrong guy. Guy always turns out to be just not right or something is wrong. Then you wind up breaking up. But I'm going to show you why you're almost turning 30. In this video, I'm going to show you you're almost turning 30 and the reason why you're still not married. Now, it can be many reasons why you're still not married, but join me. Ladies, join me. Some men too, join me as I dive in deeply on this episode on I'm turning 30 and I'm still not married. On today's episode with Zaccheus with another live word of the day. It's such a wonderful and beautiful feeling to know that you have somebody that you're compatible with, to know that somebody that you can share things with, you accept each other for who you are, you're supportive of each other, you accept each other for who you are, and you both are just genuinely in love. It's not force, it's just natural. Not only you're just attracted to each other, but you enjoy each other's company. You're like best friends, and you just cherish moments together and enjoy each other's company. A lot of single women, even single men that are single out there are just searching for that particular person in their life. And if you want a husband, this is not the right way to present yourself. If you want a husband, you cannot show cheeks all the time. That's that way you present yourself, because if you present yourself that way to some men, to lots of men, they're not gonna look at you as a man. I want to take you home to mama, or I want to marry you and take you serious, because they only have one thing in mind. I know they have that one thing in mind when they see you with and you dress scantily clad, or you're wearing spandex, and you're showing, and just all you got to present is your cheeks and hips and thighs and a beautiful smile. They only have one thing in mind, and that's not to be a wife. You see, back in the days, it was like a more classier style and look, and it was more respected. So of course a man will look at you in a more respectable manner. And yes, then they could approach you too. But it'll be a different type of approach. It won't be approached like I'm lusting after you. My eyes are just looking at you like, licking my lips and just want to get into those cheeks. No, they be looking at you like a respectable woman, and who they want to bring home to represent to their family, to their mother and father or their sister, but not somebody that just dressed scantily clad and just all you have to offer is just big cheeks and tatas. And no, you're not gonna get a husband that way. Yeah, the way how you present yourself, my sister, a man know if he wants to marry you or not. If you present yourself always dressing where every other guy can see you with your skin a tight dress with your skin showing out all the time, or or just dressing a certain type of way, where guys are just look at you in a they just look at you just in a sexual way all the time, man, they'll just look at you like, man, I'm just gonna hit it and run. So I was gonna make love to have sex and run. That's it. Hit it and quit it. And you want to present yourself better than that. And they won't marry you. They're not gonna marry you. Some sisters like that blonde look and they like the blonde weave, long weaves, and we like it natural. I don't know about you, but I love it natural. I love it when my wife wears it natural. Just keep it natural. No blonde wigs, no long drawn out blonde wigs or nothing like that. Just keep it natural. You're beautiful just the way you are. A natural, modest look is what we like. Well, at least I like. I love my wife in a natural, modest look. Um, Natural, keep it natural. No blonde weaves, no long, um, different type of color hair. Just keep it natural. Natural, beautiful, just the way you are. Just keep it natural. Keep it natural. And what else keeps you single and not married and unwedded? Let's see. Oh, this is a big one. Baby mama. You're a baby mother. You have several baby fathers, or two baby fathers, or three baby fathers. That would keep you single. That would keep you single. Every guy you date, you have to have a baby for. My sister, that's a no-no. That would keep you single. That would not make you go down the aisle. I'm telling you right now, that's a big turn off. If you want a decent man to settle down with, that's a big turn off.
I said it's time for him to go. Today is last day, so they need to bring him up out of here. I don't care what time it is. Keisha, good morning. What's up? What my baby? Sleep. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. But it's his last day, so he needs to come out. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. You know what? What's wrong? Keisha down here.
Man, Keisha, I know right here you ain't brought your ass over here at 5 in the morning.
5 o'clock.
5. Look, man, he sleep.
I don't even feel like being bothered with her.
Okay, that's beyond the point. It's 5 o'clock in the morning, Keisha. It don't matter. I was gonna bring him home, Keisha. I keep telling you, you ain't the only crazy motherfucker in this world, man. You ain't called, you ain't text. Okay, listen, Keisha, go on about your business, man. Go on about your business. Bye, Keisha. Bye, Keisha.
You want to keep yourself free from that, all that drama, confusion, and chaos. Because unless you have a good relationship with your baby mom, with your baby daddy, then I suggest if you don't have a good relationship with baby daddy, you can't get married. Simple as that, because he still has feelings for you.
A group of white girls who were sitting at their graduation engaged. And the question came up, well, why is there not the reality for black women? I know y'all not gonna like what I gotta say, but you know me, I'm gonna say it anyways. First and foremost, black women are above reproach. If it don't validate us or excuse our bad behavior, we don't want to hear it. Instead, we'll say, well, men do it too. Secondly, we'll find every excuse in the world to validate why we don't want to be married or why we don't want to be in a relationship. Well, they get cheated on. Well, they do this. Well, they do that. But then we have all these standards for men, and we're still actively seeking for men in the midst of our hurt while inadvertently telling them to go to therapy. We do not practice what we preach. Thirdly, the independent woman is a myth. Actually cared about being independent and it was something that made you happy, you would not have all these standards to negate your independence. Nobody wants to relinquish power. A group of white girls who are...
Yes, and you see, if you're desiring to be married, I know she caught a lot of heat for those comments, but if you're desiring to be married, you gotta look at just, especially if things are not working out for you and you dating men, choosing men, and the men just don't seem right. Every time you date somebody, it just don't seem to fall right. Sometimes you gotta look at yourself in the mirror, or sometimes you just stay dateless. You have certain things that you do that your person that you start dating can't tolerate, and sometimes you just gotta look at yourself in the mirror and see, okay, what do I need to correct? Because you're always doing it for men and saying they're no good men and they're this and no that, but and you still see You're approaching 30 years old, 30 plus, and you're still single. Self-evaluation. You see, if a man is excited about you and he's not looking at you just as for somebody to just sleep around with, somebody to just have sex with, somebody to just, that's all you connect with is just the sex. He's just, no, he's excited about you in certain ways, meaning that he sees you as a queen. He sees you as somebody that he could connect with, he could communicate with, that you have a chemistry when he talks to you, and he loves speaking to you on the phone, and he loves spending time with you. That's the type of guy. That's what the kind of presentation you want to present.
A question I continue to see coming up again and again is why Black women aren't married, why they can't get married, why they can't seem to find good men. It's just like an ongoing conversation. And truthfully, I think one of the reasons is quite simple. They don't want to. It is not a cultural value in Black American culture, at least. And we have to be honest about this. How many of us grew up with mothers or aunts or uncles, aunties, grandmothers, whatever, women in our family or close friends, older women we looked up to, who specifically encouraged us to focus on our career, to get college, to get our money up, and then once that is settled, to maybe think about relationships. I know so many women who heard that. And so I think Black women, or one major reason Black women aren't married is because they don't want to be married. It's not a cultural value. And then by the time they do start thinking about getting married, they're generally a little bit older. They may have a baby or two. And quite frankly, it just becomes a little harder to navigate the dating and mating market as you get older and as you have kids. Not to say you can't find love, you absolutely can. But at that point, you might have to sacrifice some of your standards or modify your standards. And not very many women are willing to do that. And so this is, I think, where the tension comes in when you have the naturally hypergamous nature of women that starts to kick in as they get older, and they may want men of a particular status or want men that makes a particular amount of money, but then maybe those men aren't available, or maybe those men want somebody who are younger, and then it just frankly gets more complicated. And so again, it's not to say you can't find love as you get older, you absolutely can, but there has to be the reality of this come to Jesus moment of Black women largely are not married because it's not a cultural value. We're not taught when we are young by our mothers, our grandmothers, our aunts, the women in our family, that it is a value. We aren't taught how to be wives. It's not something that is passed down to us. We are taught to be strong and independent and to get our own money, and then maybe see men as a necessity when we get older, when we have had our fun, um, partially just as a backup plan, right? But not as like, hey, this is a fundamental aspect of femininity, learning how to raise a family, learning how to get along with a man. That is not taught to us as Black American women. And so if that's something that we want to change, then we absolutely can, but we have to be honest about a narrative that has been going on for decades. That we don't need these men. We can do bad all by ourselves. And unfortunately, as I always say, many of us actually are doing bad by ourselves.
She is 100% right, 100% on point. We're not trained to be wives. A lot of sisters grew up that way. A lot of women, Black women, grew up that way. They're not trained to be wives. It's career first, with understanding. You don't want to depend on no man. You want to be independent. You want to make your own money, just in case he leaves. You can fend for yourself. You can provide for yourself. But we were not made. A lot of us was not made to just be simply wives and simply just, oh, I'm gonna be a housewife. Especially not these days. That's not the case these days with all the inflation, all the finances, and all the economy. How it's so expensive to survive on your own, to survive. Just to lean on the man. Unless he makes 300, 4,000 a year, and even so, we were not made to be relying on him. And that's a fact. Some of us simply don't, and she's right. Some of the Black women simply don't want to get married because they figure that just they want to have the little kicks, want to have the little man on the side, maybe have a little sex here and there, maybe have a little fool around here and there, but to settle down and get married, they don't. Some of them don't want it, and what I don't like is that they string a man along, the nice guy, nice decent guy that wants to get married and want to settle down. They string him along. He spend all his moments and time with her, and then for her to let him down and say, ah, yeah, you know what? I'll just string him and just waste his time. And deep down inside, she really don't want to get married. It could be the right guy that suit her very well, that's classy for her, that's just suitable for her. And then deep down inside, she just don't want to get married because yeah, she chose her career first, and because she likes it the way it is. She likes somebody that she can fool around with, have kicks with, have sex with a little bit, and then go your way, and I stay here. That's what some sisters wanted, but they're not telling the truth about. Yeah, I want to get married. Actions speak louder than words. You gotta show it, my sister. My sister, you cannot expect to be married, and you cannot expect to have a decent man and settle down with a decent man if you always not leaving it up to the imagination. If you always got a dress where I can see everything, I can see everything, and I always want to party. You cannot expect to settle down with a husband if you always want to have that party in spirit, have that party in mode, and always dressing the way you dress. He's got to see you in a different way, because this approach, he's only thinking one thing, but only with that approach. Got to change our mindset. And some of us, some sisters, they still want to have that, they still want to pose on their social media platforms. They still want to dress scantily clad and just skin out and pose on their social media platform. And guys are looking at this, and you think that they're looking to marry you? No, they're looking to see if they can get in them cheeks, get in them cheesecakes. They ain't them getting them biscuits. They ain't looking just to marry you. They're looking to get in them biscuits. They're not looking to marry you and get in just to marry you. That's not what they're looking at. They're looking for something else, and it's not walking down the aisle. And that's exactly what it is. Not walking down the aisle. And my sisters, everywhere you go, you gotta twerk. You can't you think a man's looking at you to marry you, but every day you have to shake them cheeks everywhere? Nah. That's one of the reasons why you're approaching 30 and you can't get married. Because yeah, you're hanging out with your girlfriends having fun, but if you want to shake them cheeks everywhere so the world can see, we're not thinking about marrying you. Think about that. Let's turn to a scripture. 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verses 19. Or do you not know your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit within you, whom you have from God? You are not your own. So we got to treat our bodies like it's a temple of God. When we dress scantily clad and we're showing everything and everything, God is not pleased. He's not pleased with how you present yourself, especially how you present yourself to men, especially if you're looking for a husband. And you're asking yourself, and you question why you're still single, because men only see you one way, and that's just they only see you one way, and that's just for sex. That's just for make just they're looking at you, and they're looking at you up and down, and they're getting turned on, and that's the only way how they see you. They don't see you as a well, that's somebody I want to marry because that's a woman of class, woman of value, woman of a virtuous woman that I want to take home to my family. Now, listen to Dr. Umar Johnson, Ifa Tunde, the Prince of Pan-African, have to say about this matter. I'm going to share it with you, but he's coming with a different approach. He's coming with the snow bunny crisis. He always approaches about the snow, he preaches against it. black men dating white women. And but here what he got, I with this saying, what he said on this clip, it's kind of truthful. What he said on this clip. Hear what he got to say.
Big difference between the snow bunny and the African queen is the snow bunny will find a black man in progress. She will find him on the job. She will find him on the university. And that snow bunny will see a black man with potential and she will invest in him. She will help him level up. And then when the sisters see him 5 years ago, 5 years later, he's a millionaire. And the sisters say, look at that sellout. He went and got a white girl. But guess what? When he was looking for a sister to help him level up, to invest in him, none of them wanted it. You know why? Too many black women want a finished product. Black women have to stay with me. Black women have to stop expecting men to be a finished product. It's harder on us. Help him level up. What? Stay with me. Help him level up and become what you need him to be. Because the big reason why these snow bunnies are running off with black men is they're meeting them when they have nothing, but they believe in their vision. And black women are waiting for him to cross the finish line. And by the time he crosses the finish line, the snow bunny then snatched him already. Big difference between the snow bunny and the African queen is the snow bunny will find a black man in progress. She will find him on the job. She will find him on the university. And that snow bunny will see a black man with potential and she will invest in him. She will help him level up. And then when the sisters see him 5 years ago, 5 years later, he's a millionaire. And the sisters say, look at that sellout. He went and got a white girl. But guess what? When he was looking for a sister to help him level up, to invest in him, none of them wanted it. You know why? Too many black women want a finished product. Black women have to stay with me. Black women have to stop expecting men to be a finished product. It's harder on us. Help him level.
I agree with Dr. Umar Johnson in this one. I agree 100%. A lot of sisters, I won't say a lot, because my wife chose me just the way who I am. She's a black woman. She accepted me for who I am. But they got some black women out there, man, that you want the cream of the crop, right? You want the man that, like Dr. Umar Johnson said, to already have it making 200K a year already. You want him to make 500K a year already. You want to meet that man already like that, already when he's on the top of, on top. That's where you want to meet him. Not when he's struggling, not when he's striving to work towards his goal. He may have that security job, but he's striving to work he's striving to become an attorney, or he's striving to become an entrepreneur and to build his own capital. He's striving to own property. He's striving to have an online business where he's making money and he can retire you and retire his job. But no, you want to already meet him. He has to be there already. He has to already have everything in place. And this is why you are still single, because you want a man to have it all together, all figured out. Like what Dr. Umar Johnson said, you want a finished product. But you got some white women that will be with that brother when he's striving and working hard towards his goal, because they believe in his vision. 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 And this is why some sisters are married, because they accept brothers for who they are. They love they don't just look at his pockets and look at his finances and look at don't now finances is important, but they're also looking at the content of his character. They love him, they accept him for who he is, and they're supportive of each other. I support you, you support me, and the compatibility is natural. It's a natural friendship, is a natural love you have for each other. And this is why there's snatching in their some sisters are married. And this is why because you're looking, like what Dr. Umar Johnson said, you're looking for he already has to have it all together already. And this is why you're still single. If you can enjoy the simple things together and not just look at just the pockets, you're gonna enjoy each other's company. Enjoy spending that time together. And you know what? My mother used to say this a lot. She used to say this a lot. Sometimes you pick until you pick nothing. You're so selective, so picky that this is why you're not married. Because you're so selective and so picky that the God sometimes send you people right there. He sends people to you, men to you, but you know what you do? You turn them down. That very man that could be your future husband, you shoot him right down. That very man that can settle down with you, decent man. He may not be rich or wealthy, but and he has money. He has money. He has a steady income coming in, but you shoot him down. You shoot him down because he's not making six figures. He's simple guy, just wanna worship the Lord, and he wants to just want to have a simple, peaceful life, and he wants to choose you as a mate. But you know what you do? You shoot him right down because you're complicated. God send you people right underneath your nose, but you know what you do? You just ignore it and just brush him right by because he's not 6 feet tall. He's not. Don't have a. You don't see a six pack in him. He's not what you're looking for as far as your preference. I mean, everybody have preference, but he's not 6 feet tall. He's not, or he's maybe average height, maybe 5'11", 5'8", 5'11", and you just shoot him down. He could have been a decent guy for you, but you know what you do? You push him aside because you already painted that man that you want in your head. But let me ask you a question: has he come yet? Now, the live word of the day is coming out of Titus chapter 2, verses 3. Older women are to be reverent in behavior, not slander, nor slaves to much wine. They are to teach what is good. They are to teach what is good. That means, as a woman, you got to present yourself in a respectable manner. A respectable manner that a future husband can honor, that you one day can walk down that aisle. Well, this is Zaccheus with another live word of the day. God bless. And if you like what I shared, smash that like button. Also, subscribe to my channel, Zaccheus Gospel. I always got more coming for you. Peace and blessings. Until next time, share, like, and subscribe.